Stampers, Deb Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach, bringing you another beautiful, elegant black and white card. I added a little bit of color to it just to give it that little pop, and it's just so beautiful. I think you can see the color that we have on here, but I also added some of our silks, our sparkle silk. Just a beautiful little card, super easy to make, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. The product comes from the Celebrating Life's Moments. This is our spring into summer catalog. It's new. It's good until June 2018, and then it's gone. So make sure you get everything that you want out of it. It is just filled with some magnificent things. So let's get started. I want to show you some of the stamp sets that we're going to be using and some of the dies that we're going to be using, because there are a lot of dies in this one. So the first die that I wanted to show you was the rosette die, or it's called the spiral line die, and I use this a lot. I'm making another rosette on this card right here. All right. The next one I wanted to show you is the Bloom Creator die. I use this one an awful lot, and that's what I used for this little flower underneath here. So the two of them together make this one flower. This is a very versatile little die set, so make sure you put that on your wish list. All right. One of the stamp sets is, as you already know, it's the Inside and Out. This is my go-to saying set of late. I love it. It has some really pretty sayings. And for this card, I did make a sympathy card. It's always good to have one or two of these on hand just in case, but this card could be used for anything. And then the focus stamp set I'm using is called Small Things. Maybe I like it because I am so tiny, and this one's just called Small Things. These butterflies are absolutely beautiful. They're very realistic, and I love coloring them. So those are the stamp sets and dies that we're going to be using in this project. Let me bring in my grid sheet and we'll get started. All right, so remember, for the month of April, we have our splashes and our silks on sale, so we are going to be using a lot of those today. I do have a white card base that is made of whipped cream, and it is 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. You know, you want to start it one way and then turn it and finish it off the opposite way. Grab your crease tool and you have got one nicely creased card base. All right, so there's our card base. These little measurements right here are going to be on my brand new blog. If you haven't gone over and checked on that, make sure you do. It has a new face to it, and it is absolutely beautiful. You will want to resubscribe because I do believe we lost quite a few of our subscribers when we switched it over. So just make sure you're subscribed to the new blog, and you'll see it. It's brand spanking new. All right, so we're going to take these, and I will have the measurements over there. I did cut out one of our little spiral dies right here, and then I stamped and I cut out, because that stamp set, this beautiful little Small Things stamp set, does have the dies to go along with it. So I already pre-cut those. And let's see what else we have. So I cut out my butterfly. I already cut out the little flower from that other die set. So I think these are all the pieces that we need to get going and getting our card done. So let's start by stamping with our black licorice ink. I'm going to stamp the sentiment first, so I know where I can place everything. And I am going to use the With Sympathy because, like I said, it's always good to have a few of these on hand. Unfortunately, we all need them now and then. So I'm just going to stamp that right here. All right, and then I can do all my placement around there, so that's why I like doing that first. So for the butterfly, I did stamp and emboss him, her, whatever it is, okay, and now I'm going to show you how to color it. So I'm going to take my, I'm going to use a couple of different colors. So I'm going to use my color splash. Now, yes, we can splash these, and I just did a really cool little video on a pop-up butterfly card with this same set, and I did use my splashes in the traditional way, but I'm going to use it to color this time. So I'm going to bring in an old block. I'm just going to add a little bit of color because I don't need a lot of this, and it does go a long way. All right, so that's going to be for my darker color right there. And then I'm also going to bring in some of our liquid color. All of these are water-based, so we're going to use one of our water-based blending pens, and what I mean by that is I have water in here. Now, you know I use these, the small, the medium, and large for different things. For this project, you are going to want a large one because we're doing a large surface. So it's good to have a small, a medium, and a large on hand because they do really work for different reasons with different projects, and they're not that expensive, so it's easy just to get one of each size. All right, so then I'm going to take some of the lemon drop and put that down here. So there's my lemon drop, and then I'm going to take my orange creamsicle, and I'm going to take and use that one right here. Again, these are all water soluble, so I can use a water-based pen with water in it. All right, now I'm going to just start with my lighter color. Let's just grab a paper towel here. I like to have paper towels when I'm using my water, and that way there I can just always clean my brush. And I always make sure that my brush is clean to start, so I'm just going to, see there was a lot of color in there, so I'm just going to take and just squirt that until I get not a lot of color. And I am going to be using the same colors, so that's not too bad. All right, let's bring in the picture so you can see what I'm working on. All right, and I'm just going to start by using some of the yellow right up and through here. All right, not a lot, just a little bit. All right, I'm just kind of whitewashing it on there, not really doing too awful much. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lighter orange, which is the creamsicle, and I'm going to start here at the end and work my way in. Now when I do this, I like to just kind of flatten it out, and the water at the end of it is less the color is less concentrated on this end than it is on this end. All right, and you see that's how it just kind of lightens up a little bit. And then we're just going to do this one the same way. I'm going to leave these little dots at the end white. And you can color your butterflies any color that you want. I just decided to do them this color. Don't ask me why. I just think it's pretty. All right. All right, and now what we're going to do is I'm going to start with the lighter color, and then I'm going to work my darker into it. So I'm just going to go here and then add some of my darker color to it, making sure that it's really concentrated here at the end. There we go. So pretty. All right, so that's all I'm going to do. That's how fast this is to color. It's so easy. You're just going to absolutely love it. All right, so let's get these out of the way because we are done with the coloring part of it. And I'm just going to set that aside. It is dry, but we're just going to let it set and dry a little bit longer. Now let's take and we're going to make our little rosette. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change out my, my end here. Okay, let me just grab. These are the other ends to my bloom tool. And I'm just going to grab you can either grab the straight one that has a point on it, or you can grab the little one that has a little ball at the end of it like this. Okay, so here's that one. I'll take and use that one. That's one of our embossers, but it's got the tiniest ball on the end of it. Let's change out our bloom tool. It's this simple. Push this down. Okay, you see this little ball bearing, and you see these little divots right there? They're just going to go right inside, and you can put it down as far as you want. So we're going to take this, we're going to take a couple of our mini glue dots. Okay, and I have the straight end on here. And what I'm going to do is to just add some of our mini glue dots here down just a little ways, not toward the end, but down toward a little ways. Okay, whoops. Alrighty, now I have my mini glue dots onto my bloom tool, and I'm going to take and start it right here at the end. Alright, I'm going to take it, I'm just going to kind of bend it, and that's going to hold. And now I'm just going to start rolling. When you get to that part right there and you've got that little piece and we're going to just take, now what we're going to do is just take and pop it off, okay, and we have our little rosette. So you do want to let it go just a little bit, and that way there it opens up so it's not so tight. Depending on how big or small you want your rosette to be, that's where you're going to either let it go a lot more or a lot less. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Journey Craft glue right here and add it to this little piece right down here. Remember I told you that you didn't want to unroll it all the way, and I just put a big dab of glue right there at the end, and I'm just going to hold that while we sit and wait for it to dry. And then you want to get it all over the base, all right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to this piece right here, okay? And put a little bit more right here in the middle. We'll let them all dry together. All right, so we're just going to add that to the base like that. I'm going to add, let's see, I think I will add, I always add something so that I can keep on going. So I'm just going to let that dry. And while we're letting that dry, I'm going to show you how to do the little stem right here. And what I did was I took some of our journey thread right here, about 5 inches of it, and I cut it off. And let's grab this base right here. And what I did was just kind of fold it in half. So it was about 5 inches long. I'm going to fold it in half like this. And then I'm going to take and just kind of roll it together. Okay? So it's just actually making it a little bit thicker. All right, so while this is drying, I'm always busy, okay? We're going to take and roll that together. I'm going to grab some of our little mini glue dots. All right, I'm going to take and roll one of these and add it to my base right down here. So it's nice and thin. I just kind of rolled it, and now I'm going to add this piece to it right there. Alrighty. And then I'll add one right up here because that's going to go underneath. And that's the beauty of having them on these little pieces right here, because I could just add them to my piece like that. I don't know if that's close enough. Here we go. Okay, so there's my base. It's a little bit thicker, okay, because I rolled 2 pieces with it. All right, and now let's put all these pieces together. I think I'll add another little glue dot down here at the bottom. Okay, just to hold this last piece in place. There we go. See, isn't that cute? Alrighty, so there's our base piece right there. And now what I need to do is to, well, let's just keep that there for now. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is to take and put these pieces together. So let's grab the base, the back. Here we go. Okay. Alrighty, so there's my, let's get it straight here. Alrighty, so there's that. Now I'm going to take some Journey foam squares. And add that to my base card. Just like that. I want to grab my I'm going to fold these up just a little bit with my crease tool. Just gives it a little bit more dimension. Okay, and then we're going to take and let's see, we'll take and put some more of our Journey Craft glue right here. Add this little guy right here. It's all coming together. All right, and then on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take and use my crease tool again to give it a little bit of dimension. But what I want to do is I want to take and put a double pop on this one, okay? Because we're going to put it up pretty high. So what I mean by that is we're going to take 2 of our Journey foam squares. We're going to put one right here, take off the top, and put one right over the top of that one. So now when I go to add this, it's going to have the same dimension as my little flower right down here. All right, you see how that works? Isn't that so pretty? All right, so now what I need to do is to add some of our sparkle silk. Remember, this is on sale this month, so I'm going to do a couple of different things. The first thing that I'm going to do is just add this to my flower. You want to make sure that you definitely shake this up before you do it, because all the goodness is on the bottom. All right, so here's that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and just sparkle it by flicking it. Sparkle silk, any of our silks are just so much fun, and it adds so much pizzazz to a card. And there's our cards. Aren't they absolutely beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to tell you that this little stamp set, the words, everything in this new mini catalog is just phenomenal. If you have any questions, you can just let me know. I'm always here to help. You take care, have a great day, and thank you for stopping by.